Okay, I haven't done a movie for a while. And you've probably seen this engine sitting in the corner of this bench here for ages. And I've been scratching my head with it for a while. I couldn't work out what sort of a engine it was until I was scratching through the stuff here and I come up with that. Must be what sort it is then. And then it turns out the major problem with this engine is this was all in pieces in a tin there. This was in pieces. This is the magneto. That was in there. I pulled it out and the points go on there, just on here. But this magneto is dead. The coil is dead. We've got nothing here. You've got about, this is this here. This one's earth. It has two wires coming off it. One does the primary, which goes round there, and it comes out to here. And we have connection. And that's the thicker single wire. Now this one here is the outer, which is the secondary winding, and nothing. I'm getting nothing. Totally nothing. And I've actually stripped it out a bit from underneath that to see if I can see if it might have been just broken. No. Here's this one. No. This one here, primary windings. We have contact. So you can almost see them a little bit. Can I show you? You can almost see a little bit down there. The big windings are on the inside, and then this one here, the strips starts from about there outwards, secondary winding. And yeah, that's what's wrong with it. So it's dead. I've got to find a new one of them. I think somebody's been trying to fix this engine up. I haven't got that far. Oh, maybe this is how you check the oil. Yeah, looks pretty full. Oh, maybe not. You would think those would be the lines. Well, I'd have to say it's probably a bit old. It certainly doesn't look bad oil. It's brand new oil. What's the go here? I'm still digging up more screws. Well, let's take this off here. And I can see some of those screws up here. Yep. Bush is a wild looking flywheel. A few rats been in there. Other than that, seems like it's even got compression. Well, I've got to be happy with that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to blow it off a bit. Tank, let's have a look here. Somebody's been welding on the tank. Ooh. Yep. We seem to have some bits missing already, I can see. Fuel tank tap is missing. Nope, don't seem to have that. So there's something to think about. Yeah, and I'm just looking at this whole thing. Magneto drive's in there. I've got some timing marks. Top dead centre seems to be about here. And it's got compression. So this part is the biggest problem. That is its only reason this engine won't go. I'm convinced of it. So I suppose I'll just keep looking, see if I can either work something out there. I'll go and have a look, see if I can find another coil. If we can get that to work, I say clean the carby out, put it all back together, give it some fuel through this one, and I reckon this engine would go. That's my latest opinion anyway. What I've been doing here is trying to get this tank sealed. You fill it up with petrol, finds out the little holes really quickly. And I've got about 4. There's another one here and there's another one there. So I'm about to start the oxy up and get some bronze, which is what it was started with. I didn't do that, but so we'll continue to use bronze and weld it up. Don't need a big flame, just a little one. That's all I'm going with. Now you think if you just filled it up with petrol, you should check. I'll shove it in the... No, didn't explode. So it's not going to explode. Even though I've had petrol in there 5 minutes ago. A lot of people would tig this up, I suppose. Not too much, not too much. Probably a tad low on the oxy. If you heat it up too quick, it goes to everything happens way too quickly. No, I don't like that much. This is actually happening a bit too slow. Just get it all to run in. I'm going to give it a bit more. Sure whether that's good or not. I think that's about all I'm trying to do here. Yeah. Alright, that's finished there now. Right, I've dried it out. I've blocked a hole up. Put a bit of petrol in here. Oops, that's half full. I can see it dripping. Yep, pouring out. Never ending process, is it? Yeah, you can't see it. It's leaking around there now. So heating it all up there's mucked it up. I eventually got the other end, so as if I keep trying here, I'll get this end too. Catch the whole show on fire, creating more bubbles or something. Alright, I'll try that. Put a bit more petrol in there. Don't need much. Not seen any leaks this time. I'm happy with that. No leaks. Righto, well the fuel tank holds. I'll be able to paint that a bit. Polish up a couple of caps. Petrol cap, kero cap. So, yep. Righto, here we go. I've got these bits and pieces for this old engine out here. And I'm going to give it a degrease. heavy degrease, and I got it hanging out here outside, and I've got a degreaser on it, good degreaser. It'll eat into that old grease that's in there. I mean, I reckon this engine's been sitting for probably 20 or 30 years, and the oil that was on it is gone hard and dried out, and it's going to take a bit of moving. So that's what's going on here at the moment. Right, I got him all cleaned up this time, and it's revealed all its rusty spots and everything. So yeah, and that's just a bung because there's no air cleaner for this engine. This is the throttle, speeds it up, and of course that's where the magneto goes, and it drives that. They're the timing marks. So a lot cleaner than it was. So anyway, that's it. We'll get her in the shed, and front cover there. You'll give them a big clean, and the top cover bit goes on top. I'm able to work with them now. Righto. I have removed the carburetor, pulled it all to pieces, cleaned it all out, and it's a Zenith 24T-2. I think the Ferguson has a 24T on there as well. It looks very similar, and this would have to be smaller. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. I'm going to try and drain the oil because I reckon it's going to be pretty dirty. Well, that plug was undoable. Not a beautiful sight. Yep. Some pretty good goopy stuff coming out of there. That's water. Lovely. Not. I thought I'll just take that off. That's the oil pump down there. It's just oozing out. There it is. I'll probably get a bit of petrol up in there and wash it all out, I'd say, eventually. Anyway, what I do is I've taken that off there, and I put, this is air and diesel in there, and I just get in here and spray it. It makes a fog of diesel, but it starts running here, and it's actually cleaning up pretty good in here. That's what it looks like in there. The little oil screen down there. And what can we do if we do this? And that's what's in there. I can't get any movement in that big end, so it's obviously not worn out, this engine, at all. It's just had no spark. It's the only reason this engine's not going. I'm moving on here and putting these back together. Just I've put them through the sandblaster and give them a bit of a polish up with the wire wheel, just make them look tidy. And I've painted the steel bits, because I think I probably will paint the whole engine. It's good to get a bit of undercoat on them. And this is the petrol tank holder bracket. Had to put a bit of goo on the threads because it goes straight into the open crankcase. If you don't put a bit of sealer on the threads, it'll just be a dirty, leaking thing. Pretty boring stuff, really. So I'll just do this. Yeah, you're probably not interested. And I'll get in there and I'll brush it up. I've been sandblasting on the cowling here. Sandblasted and given this a bit of a paint. And it's actually looking pretty good. Not a lot of dents in it. This had dents in it, but I've pulled them out now, and I'm going to sand that and give it some paint and undercoat and see how we look. But I'm going to leave the video there because I've run out of time. So this is part 1. We'll leave it there and we'll see how we go next time.